Yeah. Let's go.
It's stadium seats, so what does that mean? That mean it's Frizz, Gemz, and Tay, and we hot in the scene. Every platform possible, you know it's the team. To emails, the airways, down we counting the streams, it's love. To all the sports fans that's rocking the building. And when we turn, please admit that you're craving the feeling. Frizz and Gemz, please believe. You know how we rock, right? Tay with the red bottoms, now she taking the spotlight. Frizz, let's make sure we get that #1 spot tight. Cause when we rock right, we do tours, take top flights, the tailgate crazy. The fans, they amaze me. Salute to all the fans that been rocking with us lately. Love.
Yeah. Stadium seats. Frizz, Gemz, Tay. What's going down?
Yeah.
Man.
Stadium seats.
Sickest intro ever
Yeah.
on the podcast planet.
I know, right?
Stadium seats.
Who's on the beat? Who's on the beat on that intro?
Frizz, dog. Frizz.
Shout out to
Myself.
Frizz Nation. Shout out to Frizz.
No
and
doubt.
Frizz
No
Nation.
doubt. Hey, who's on the track?
I think it's that guy named Gemz. So shout out to Gemz.
Oh, son. And who's that in the background saying stadium seats?
I think it's the Red Bottom Queen. Shout out to Tay and all the Red Bottoms
Shout out
out
to
there.
the Red Bottom Queen, who unfortunately is not with us tonight. She's in a meeting.
Okay. It's good.
Hey, she's in a business meeting.
All right. I like it. I like it.
I mean, business meeting. She's got to do business for us.
That's good.
And that's where we're at. We got some exciting news here towards the end of the show for our listeners, though.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we do, son. Hey, hit us up at Seat Stadium on our Twitter. We have surpassed 700 followers. We are now at 705 followers. Shout out, team.
Yeah. You know what, Frizz?
What's good?
You know, I just want to shout out to all the fans out there that's really walking with us through this journey here, you know.
No doubt.
They're tuning in, they're downloading, and they're listening. So as we grow, we want to grow with the fans. So shout out to the fans. It's all about the fans right now. Stadium seats. We're the best in the world. Let's go.
Absolutely. Hey, hit us up also at stadiumseatspodcast@gmail.com if you don't feel like hitting us up on the Twitter. If you don't have Twitter, okay, email us questions. And we do get a lot of fans questions there. So let's get this party pumping and jumping. This one comes out from a repeat emailer, Brock. What up, Brock?
What's up, Brock? What's going on?
He said, yo, crew, I disagree with the college football rankings. My big issue is with Penn State dropping that far back when they lose to an undefeated Big Ten team, and Georgia loses to a South Carolina team that is 4-6 and are ranked 4th. He's mad about how far Minnesota moved up, but an undefeated Baylor team is 13. Well, we know they're not undefeated anymore.
Right.
And of course, Bama only dropping 2 slots.
Yeah.
Frizz and Gemz, you're not always on the same page, but I know me and Tay are thinking the same way. Good job, everyone. Another fire episode. Brock. First of all, shout out, Brock. You're a true season ticket holder here on Stadium Seats. I'll go. Let me go first real quick, Gemz, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Brock, I agree. The playoff system is pretty messed up in the NCAA. I definitely don't think Penn State should have dropped that far back. I don't think Minnesota should have moved that far up. You know, they moved up 9 slots, and that's kind of unheard of. But, I mean, you know, it happened. So that's the world we have to live with, and that's what we have to do right now. The new rankings just came out tonight.
Yeah.
And they didn't change much from the top 4 at all.
No.
You know, you got LSU, OSU, Clemson, and Georgia. And then Bama still sitting at 5, Oregon at 6, Utah at 7. They stayed right there. Penn State moved up 1 slot, and Oklahoma moved up 1 slot. Minnesota dropped 2.
Yeah.
So that's your top 10. So I can understand his point of view, but it's all about strength of schedule, and it's, I'll Gemz, me and you talked off air. I would not like to see Oregon or Utah in them playoffs.
No. I mean,
what do you got, man?
College football is about ratings, they're about, profit. So, I'm sorry, shout out to Oregon and Utah on those, programs there, but I don't see a draw if Oregon and Utah is in the playoffs, this year. This topic is an ongoing topic each and every year. Mm-hmm. There's always someone's team that always gets, the short end of the stick. And, Brock is right. Penn State got the short end of the stick. They did drop, 4 or 5 slots after that loss to Minnesota. And they were 9th, and now they bumped up a slot there. So that's putting Penn State, in a must-win situation against Ohio State, and that's coming up this weekend there. So that's going to be a big one for both teams there. But if you look at it, Frizz, we talk about this all the time, me, you, and Tay. You know what? They need to expand the playoffs to an 8-team playoff instead of a 4-team. Mm-hmm. And if they expand it to an 8-team, then I believe that a lot of problems will get, resolved when it comes to these teams. It'll make more sense. So I agree with Brock on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I could see frustration, and, if you're a Penn State fan right now, you're not too happy, but all's going to come down to that Penn State-Ohio State game.
I just want to give a couple of shout-outs, though. I don't mean to cut you off, but shout out to Tua, with that injury, that hip injury. Hopefully he could get back. And
no doubt about that.
And shout out to Jalen Hurts. I know you seen him. I know you seen him this past weekend, with that comeback against Baylor. That was amazing.
Is he now on the Gemz watch list?
He is. Watch alert. It's a watch alert.
Watch alert.
We're going to have a watch alert segment coming up in the future episodes, and Jalen Hurts is on watch alert. Definitely for the Heisman, definitely for the NFL now, that he is he would be a great pick, and he would be a great asset to a program.
Absolutely.
Or franchise in the NFL. So shout out to him.
Well, we got a lot of football left here. So we'll see where these big games come down to, Brock. And I appreciate the love. You're a true citizen.
Shout out to Brock.
No doubt. Hey, next email. Tamara Edme. Keep up the good work is the subject line. Mm. Hey, I'm a new listener. Just showing love for the show. They call me Brooklyn. What up, Brooklyn?
Shout out to Brooklyn.
I represent the best borough in NYC, which is Brooklyn. New York, stand up. Stand up, New York.
Salute. Yeah, the New York market. We coming. Let's go.
Just wanted to say to Gemz that his voice is amazing. He really makes the show. Can't wait to hear your voice in a huge movie or narrating a documentary. Didn't mean to laugh there. Nah, shout out. That's props.
Yeah. Shout out to Brooklyn. Really appreciate that. And
quick question for Tay Tay. It's a fashion question for her, and we know she's not with us right now, so we'll have to postpone that question. Okay, but we're definitely loving the love. Shout out to Brooklyn MC Light. What up, Biggie? Okay, Biggie.
Hey, shout out to Brooklyn. You know what? That's a great compliment. And if anybody need my services, you could reach out to Stadium Seats Podcast at gmail.com if you need Gemz services. But shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to, her giving me props on the shout out with the voice. And hopefully she keeps listening. Shout out. New York, stand up.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Tamara. So let's talk about this real quick for a minute.
Okay.
So if you were to do a movie and narrate a documentary,
all right,
like what would it be, and like what channel would this be on? Like, explain it to our listeners.
Okay, so if it's a movie, I would probably want to, star in like a love romantic movie, you know. And if it's on TV, what channel? I mean, I'm Gemz. I'm not picky, but maybe the Hallmark Channel, right? That'd be decent.
Okay. Christmas
Right?
movie, maybe?
Yeah, a little Christmas, Thanksgiving, a little love. I'm a cheery guy. Shout out to all the cheery people out there. Holidays.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, I just had to know. The listeners needed to know.
Does Tay know that this email was sent? Because I caught a lot of hate from her last
She
time.
does. She does. She knows.
All right. Okay. Just let her read it again 5 times.
Repeat.
But no, it's all love.
Hey, let's switch gears here a little bit and do a little bit of we're gonna go do ahead an NFL playoff prediction for the AFC and NFC where we're looking at right now.
Okay.
All right. So basically all we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the NFC and the AFC. AFC first. Okay, we know what happened this weekend with all the games. We know last night the Chiefs pulled out one because Phillip Rivers can't throw a pass.
Right, he was struggling last night.
Oh, my Lord. Hey, I don't know if I was watching Phillip Rivers or Mason Rudolph in a Chargers jersey. God, I hate to say that because, I bleed black and gold, but man.
Phillip Rivers, he struggled last night.
It was pretty bad, dude.
Yeah, he turned the ball over a lot last night.
Okay, let's run down this real quick. New England 9-1, they're the 1 seed. Baltimore 8-2, 2 seed. Kansas City 7-4, Indy 6-4. Buffalo is 7-3 at the 5 seed, and Houston is 6-4. Teams still in the hunt. Oakland is 6-4. Pittsburgh 5-5, Tennessee 5-5, and we'll put Cleveland in there 4-6.
Right.
So, what do you got? Who sneaks in? And do those top 2 teams kind of stay there?
Well, there's only 2 teams that's sneaking in. So the first team that's going to sneak in, if they have that opportunity, would be the Raiders.
Okay,
sitting at 6-4, and the other team would be the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, I like that.
I think so. I think that Pittsburgh's schedule moving forward is a winnable schedule. They have to win at least 5 out of the 6 games. Do that. I think if they get some of their offensive pieces back from concussion protocol, I think that they could put some wins together, and they should be favored. The majority of those that schedule there. Raiders, they have a pretty tough. They have a more of a tougher schedule.
Yeah,
if you compare
they do.
If you compare them to Pittsburgh's schedule, so it's either one of those 2 teams. Even the Raiders they are playing better than versus years in the past. So they're scoring the ball, and their defense is getting a little bit better. So in Derek Carr, he's getting more and more consistent each week. So he's either one of those 2 teams.
Before you move on from the Raiders real quick, they got the Chiefs coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So if they beat the Chiefs, they can win the division.
They can win the division. Yeah. So they got something to play for.
Yeah, they do. They got the Jets, the Chiefs, the Raiders, or the Titans, the Jaguars, the Chargers, and the Broncos left. So the schedule's not too hard, but
it's not too hard. But the Raiders are the Raiders. They are inconsistent. They've shown that they could be inconsistent, in the past, and there's nothing guaranteed when you talk about the Raiders there.
And the other team you mentioned, Frizz's Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, they got an opportunity.
They got the Bengals this week, 0-10.
That should be a win.
Should be. Me and you could play QB probably.
Absolutely.
And stay in the game.
We'll just hand the ball off. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And run from linebackers.
Right. Get out of bounds. Yeah.
Time out. Anyways. Then they got the Browns obviously at home, which they flexed that game to the 1:00 game.
I wonder why they did that.
Well,
Very, very curious why they did that.
it could be for a couple reasons, and you already know probably why one of them is.
Yeah, we won't get into that. Go ahead.
No, absolutely not. Then they got the Cardinals, the Bills, the Jets, and then obviously the Ravens, who, to me right now, they're the top in the AFC. They're pretty stacked. The thing is, reports came out that the Steelers do have the easiest schedule left remaining in the AFC.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. So let's talk about that Baltimore Ravens team real quick.
Oh, now is Lamar? Now wait a minute. Now I was always high on Lamar Jackson, so
And I wasn't. And yeah, go ahead.
yeah. So I need you to be honest with yourself and be honest with the listeners out there. That
Okay.
I'm going to ask you this question. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you a believer in Lamar Jackson, and do you have him down right now as a MVP candidate for the
Okay.
National Football League?
I'm starting to believe a little bit more now. The reason being is, just like you said in the past, they're gonna have to run the ball or pass the ball in the playoffs.
Right.
But lately, he's been fitting that ball into some pretty tight windows, Gemz.
He has.
And he's been making plays. Obviously, he can use his feet, but he had 2 TDs. So, he's doing, and they destroyed who we thought was a elite Houston team.
Oh, I don't know what happened to Houston.
And
right? Like what happened?
They're in trouble. So yes, my answer to that is yes, I am starting to believe in them a little bit. It's just I can't like them because they're Baltimore. But credit is due when it's due. And I'm a football fan. Their defense is pretty good. And I do think that he's in the MVP race right now. But I think Russell Wilson got him just a little bit.
Yeah, I think Russell's, got a nod on him. But I tell you what, really quick here. Baltimore Ravens, don't be surprised if they sneak up on the New England Patriots. They're right behind them. They want that number 1 seed. Don't be surprised. New England's offense struggled, tremendously against the Eagles. So with that being said, Baltimore puts points on the board. And if New England slips up one, they're favored because they beat New England, in Baltimore. So,
and we do know Brady. We do know Brady's Brady, and he spreads the ball out more than anybody in the league. He just hit a milestone. He threw to the most receivers ever in the history of the NFL at 79 or some out of control number. Because every year, New England just gets these no-name receivers to catch passes. So
yeah, but I got to question you on that. You said Brady is Brady, but is he really Brady right now?
No,
I mean, you look at the stats; like they're not good at all.
He looks slow. He looks like he's ready. I ain't gonna lie. He looked like Big Ben did in the first couple games. He looks like Phillip Rivers right now. Yeah. Minus the 14 picks a game, but. Right. I mean, yeah, he's on a downhill slope. He knows it. I mean, but he's a competitor. So we'll see. The only team that I think you got to watch out for in that AFC, and it's not like me and you talked off the air. It's not a very tough.
It's so weak. I think
it's so much weaker than the NFC, if you ask me. And I'd say it's it's wide open still.
It's wide open.
Like 6 games remaining.
Our predictions. I tell you what, if some of these teams, let's just say Buffalo and Houston loses 2 games, now you got the Raiders.
Buffalo's on my watch alert because they have Denver, which isn't going to be an easy game. The Cowboys at Dallas. Then they host the Ravens. Then they play Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. Then they travel to New England.
I tell you what, just off of that schedule there, they might drop to 7 or 8 after all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because all those teams need to win. All of them. All of them are fighting for a spot.
you got the Chiefs are going on a bye. They play the Raiders, who that game's for first place. Then they travel to New England. Then they play the Broncos. Then they play the Bears. Well, the Bears, and then they play the Chargers. So if they lose 2 out of that, last 6,
there'll be
or 5 actually. But I mean, we just got to see.
There'll be a lot of moving chairs in the next couple games here.
Moving on now to the NFC, Gemz, and this is the division that we think's a little bit tougher. We agree on something. It's crazy. We got the San Francisco 49ers at 9-1, Green Bay 8-2. The Saints are 8-2. Dallas is 6-4. Seattle is actually 8-2, and Minnesota's 8-3. Yeah. Then rounding out that 7-8-9 slot is the Rams, the Eagles, and the Carolina Panthers. Who is your surprise to sneak into the playoffs in the NFC right now with 6 games ago?
To sneak in? Well, it won't be the Bears. They're sitting at 4-6. It won't be Carolina. They're sitting at 5-5. To sneak in.
Or does it stay the same?
I think it stays the same. I'm sorry. I can't say the team's going to sneak in. I like the way Minnesota is playing right now here. With Stephon Diggs, he's just playing out of control right now. I'm very happy for him. So shout out to Stephon Diggs. I mean, he's lighting it up at the receiver position there, stepping it up, because their primary receivers out on injury right now. And you got the Seahawks sitting at 8-2, Russell Wilson, MVP candidate. Hopefully Lockett comes back. I think it wasn't a major injury with Lockett at all. So I just don't see those 2 teams slipping, And then you got the Cowboys sitting at 4 because they're the head of their division. I think the Cowboys, they're going to win some games, but they got a tough little schedule coming up.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's my question. Here's my point. The number 1 49ers right now at 9-1. Listen to their upcoming schedule. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Packers on Sunday night. Okay. At the Ravens. At the Saints. Home against the Falcons, who are pretty hot right now. The Rams and the Seahawks. Wow. Talk about a gauntlet end of the year schedule.
Yeah, that's 6 games right there. So if they lost 6, they'd be 9-7.
And out. And probably the biggest decrease in NFL history.
Yeah, if they lose 3 out of those games, it's 9-4, and that wouldn't be good.
No, because Seattle would win that division if they continue to win. So
absolutely.
I think you need to put them on your watch alert.
Well, Frizz, thank you for that. San Francisco 49ers, you are on Gemz' watch alert right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You better watch
those Niners.
I tell you what, enjoy your 9-1 now because you're gonna have to play some football at the end. Trust me on that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
They're gonna have to at least win it. They're gonna have to at least win it. I would say they got 6 games left, 4 out of the 6, and it's gonna be tough. They're gonna have to do that just to win the division, I think.
Now, I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to lose this weekend to the Patriots in New England.
Absolutely, 100%. I agree with you on that. I think
they'll beat Buffalo. I think that they'll beat the Bears. The Rams, man, I don't know. They don't even have an identity.
No, they'll beat the Rams.
Then you got that Eagles game, and then they finish with the Redskins. So the Eagles got a battle.
Eagles got a battle. The Eagles should be on watch alert due to Dallas' schedule. I don't think Dallas is going to beat New England because it's in Foxborough. But those next couple games, I just don't see Dallas losing. Especially the way Dak Prescott's playing, and they gotta incorporate Zeke in that offense. Get Zeke the ball early, get that play action going, and Dallas' offense could be unstoppable there. They got some receivers too.
Yeah, because Dak is throwing the ball pretty well right now.
Yes, he is. You better pay that man. Jerry Jones, pay him, please.
Give him
Pay him.
some loot, man.
Yeah,
I don't think he's worth like $38 million a year, but pay that guy.
I mean, he's putting up the numbers that's what the market is telling him right now. So either he'll be in Dallas or he'll be somewhere else getting that money. But I'd rather get that money in Dallas. So we'll see.
No doubt. So, that's our wrap up there on the AFC and NFC playoffs. And we are looking at hopefully, our predictions. Hopefully they're clear enough for our listeners to say, oh, these guys do know what they're talking about.
We are dissecting each team, each division, offensively, defensively, even special teams. We're looking at it. So tune in, everybody. We're about to dig deep. It's about to get real.
It's real up in here. Hey, college basketball. Let's talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
NCAA, college hoops.
College hoops fans, stand up. Let's just round out the top 5 real quick. Duke, they're undefeated. Louisville, they're 4-0. Michigan State, they're 2-1. Kansas is 2-1, and UNC is 3-0. Okay.
Yeah.
We know college basketball just started. So if you're a college basketball fan, why don't you tweet us your favorite team? Shout us out a question. I mean, we want to know. But my biggest topic right now is this, Gemz. The Kentucky Wildcats. Okay. Right. Kentucky Wildcats. They won that big game to open up and they went to number 1. And then they lost to the Purple Aces. Okay. Yeah. The other night, they did pull off a victory to Utah Valley, but barely. Okay. You're a basketball guy. You played, you did your thing. Now, should a team at that caliber be blowing out teams like that by 40 or 50? What's going on there?
Well, you're right. I mean, let's look at this. Okay. Utah Valley. It was Kentucky 82, Utah Valley 74. Mm-hmm. All right. It never should have been like that. And when you're coming, especially when you're playing on a D1 level there, the only reason why I think that Kentucky are, they're letting teams hang around is because they're young. They're young and they're still trying
every year they are.
They are. So they're really trying to find their identity. And I think, the head coach is going to get them. He's going to get them in shape there to find identity, find some leadership, and find some cohesiveness. Mm-hmm. When you're talking about when a team comes in that you should beat and dominate, you just go out there and handle your business and defeat them and beat them bad. With these couple games with Kentucky struggling against some low caliber teams, if they lose or drop a couple games, with the rankings and the divisions and different things of that nature, they look at that at the end of the year and say, okay, they, dropped to Evansville. Utah Valley played them close. They play Mount St. Mary's. Did they only win by 8? You better beat these teams by 20 or 25. I know they're young and they're still trying to find their identity, but when a team comes, especially a team that's, not ranked and you should beat, you got to dominate them. This is a time where you need to go out and really show, who's the leader on that team mm-hmm. and how to win.
Absolutely.
Basically those games. You don't wait until the top 5 teams come and then you start playing really, really well. You got to play well on a consistent basis, either if they're good or bad. So.
No doubt. Okay, well, we'll see where they come. We'll see where they go from here. I mean, they're at number 9 right now, which they should be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's early. It's early. You don't want to look too much into that, but we were shocked knowing the tradition of how Calipari has his guys playing at an all-time level. That tradition is very, very respected. I mean, NBA guys. I mean, he gets NBA guys all the time coming out of that organization there. So just give them a couple weeks. They'll be
absolutely.
all right.
So we'll see where that goes. You spoke about the NBA. So BHEP31 on our Twitter, he said, "What are your thoughts?" Shout out to BHEP, by the way. He's a returning tweeter and he messages us all the time. We love the love. Appreciate you. What are your thoughts on Melo going to the Blazers, to the Trailblazers? He also has been a clutch player. Why hasn't anyone picked him up before now? He wants to know.
Well,
He's old.
yeah, in basketball years, he's old, right? So Carmelo, I tell you what, offensively, he is one of the best scorers that I've ever seen offensively. Um, and I would believe a lot of NBA analysts would tell you that as well. So Carmelo Anthony,
he's starting tonight. He's making his debut. He's
yeah.
playing right now. He's leading the team right now.
Yeah, and shout out to
He's tied with 7 points right now. I mean, they're losing 44-30, 39 or whatever. It's early in the second. NBA don't matter till the fourth quarter. But
yeah,
I mean, he's 3 for 7 from the field. And he's 1 for 1 from threes. He's got 3 rebounds. So, I mean, he can still play.
He can still play. Offensively, he's great. He can still score the ball. That's never going to leave Melo. All right. But his speed, he never really had that, quickness. He always had a good first step when he's making a move, to score. But he's getting older. And defensively, the reason why people hasn't picked him up is because he doesn't play defense. He's not a good defender. He doesn't rebound. He's not a versatile player where he's a do-it-all type of guy. He is just a one-dimensional athlete when it comes to basketball, and that's just scoring. But one thing I think that is going to help Blazers, especially, because I think the Blazers are going to go to the playoffs there. They might get that 7 or 8 seed the way things are going right now. But I think that Damian Lillard needs help on the offensive end. So it's kind of cool that, you got Melo. If Melo gets hot and Damian gets hot at the same time and they could find a way to play together, then that would take some, alleviate some pressure off of Lillard to doing so much and just scoring. So you always want like a Robin, right, on your team when it comes to basketball. Basketball is not just about one dominant player anymore, right? Golden State showed us that, right, over the last couple years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fine. You can see what LeBron James and Anthony Davis is doing out there. LeBron's letting Davis just take over the game, and that's it's very easy for LeBron. Look at the stats LeBron's putting up. He's going to be in talks of MVP, versus Giannis. So it's going to be exciting. But yeah, Melo, if Melo has some defense, he would have been in the league this last couple of years if he has some defense, because he's too athletic on the offensive end. So shout out to Melo. I hope he scores 20 tonight.
Shout out, B-Hep. Shout out. Appreciate the love. Stadium Seats wants to just share some exciting news.
Uh-oh.
Just got a text from Tay. She just left the business meeting.
Tay
in the house. Hey.
You think she got red bottoms on right now?
Probably.
Okay. All right.
She's probably prancing around somewhere. So we just want to let you know, for our listeners, that we just dropped a t-shirt with the logo.
Uh-oh.
Stadium Seats. Get your Stadium Seat t-shirt.
You got the merch in.
The merch team has done the job. You can get our Stadium Seat official t-shirt at DC4LCustomTees.com. That's DC4LCustomTees.com. And you just get on there. You can search it, Stadium Seats. You can get that in charcoal gray, white, navy, heather gray. We got different size options. I'm excited.
I'm
And shout
excited
out
too.
and shout out to DC4L Custom Tees out of the Berg for
Yeah,
hooking
shout
us
out to
up
them.
and you know, taking care of our merch. It's exciting news, Gemz.
I'm very, very excited. I can't wait to. I mean, I got them all. So every day I'll be getting some
Yeah,
stadium seats. You
I
know,
hear you. And the good news is they're $17.99 and $19.99. Obviously, they're going to add a couple more dollars for double and triple X, but it's all
yeah,
good. It's great price. You're gonna put on that shirt, show us some love. Hey, take that picture in that shirt at your game, repping it. Okay, put it under your
absolutely,
jersey. Show us
absolutely.
love on our Twitter at Seat Stadium
And we're
because
gonna do a raffle soon, definitely.
we are going to be doing a raffle and some stuff like that. So keep an eye out on our Twitter, and that way, the fan love can get that tee, man. And it's a pretty
I'm
nice tee.
excited.
I ain't gonna lie.
I,
It's a
I like
nice
the gray.
t-shirt.
I like the dark gray. The dark
It
gray is the
just pops
best.
off with the
Yeah,
black and gold and everything like that. But
yeah, I like the dark
man,
gray.
and a big shout out to our main man Philly, who designed our logo. Um,
Philly,
Representing over there in Philadelphia up in that way. So hey, we're all
brotherly
over the
love. Your
place.
shirt's on the way. Your shirt's on the way, Philly.
Yeah, so we're just really excited. That company right there is pretty cool. Any shirt you want, they'll make it for you. Really friendly. I'm sure Tay could tell us a little bit more about it on the next show. But we're very excited to launch that, and we just started here in October, guys. So where we're at right now to where we were in the beginning is just awesome. So fan love,
Absolutely. Fan love. Thanks out to the fans, and I think you're gonna like those shirts. Wait till the hats come. Oops, should I said that?
Oh, hey, don't leak it.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
Nah, hey man, we're just doing this for the fans, and we're trying to promote ourselves a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, self promotion,
Self-made over here. Best podcast in the world. Let's go.
best in the world. So, Gems, we know we have some more exciting news. Stadium seats will be in Pittsburgh on December 1st. Okay, live at the Steelers Browns game. Okay, we will be there. We will be tweeting from the stands. We'll be taking pics with all the fans, fan love.
Oh yeah.
So we'll have some more updates on that this later in the week and coming on the next week here. And
Fans, they're excited. They're excited. We'll be there. They're
yeah, I
excited.
mean,
We got some feedback already. Like, yeah, come on, So
yeah, we're gonna
it's
be
all love.
tailgating
Yeah.
down there. So I mean,
Get my hot dog ready. Get my hot dog ready, Frizz. Get it
we're
ready.
gonna have some food, and it's gonna, like I said, the game got changed from 4 to 1. Stadium seats. We'll be traveling up there, and we love to go to every sporting event. So that's what we want you to do, listeners, with these teas. Like if you order a tea or you win a tea from us, or you get a tea for a poll or a contest on Twitter, we want you to rock this at the game and take a picture in front of the field or something like that, or with fans. That's what we want. That's what we do this for, because we love sports and our passion for it. Before we break, Gemz,
Absolutely.
after that exciting news, I'm fired up.
I'm fired up
And
too.
I know Tay, we owe her a ton of credit. Let's give her a round
Shout
of
out
applause
to
for
yeah.
working hard, reaching out. And
You know what they should add? You know what they should add? The color wise to the shirts? That candy coated.
ooh,
A candy coated
ooh,
shirt. Ooh, that would be nice.
maybe in the future. Right now, let's just go with what we got. You know what I'm saying? Let's not get too greedy here, man. It's not like these are going to
Candy
be on sale. Like,
coated raindrops.
oh, my candy
My candy
rain.
rain. Oh yeah, we need that shirt. We need that.
Hey, before we end our show, Thanksgiving holiday is coming up. What is your favorite holiday dish for Thanksgiving, Gemz?
Ooh, okay. So can I just describe what I want on my plate? Do I have to pick just one, or
Yeah, we
just it
just
could
gotta
be a
go 1 minute here
okay, 1 minute.
of what you
I could do
got
this
on
in
your
1 minute.
plate.
Okay, I got the turkey and I got the stuffing and I got extra gravy. I mean,
Brown
I
or
want to
white?
drink the. Ooh, I got the white I got the
Okay.
white. All right, so I like to drown it. I mean, drown it. I like to drink it. You know, I got the baked mac and cheese in the left corner. Um, yeah, baked mac and cheese, extra cheese, and I got some greens. Got the hot sauce on the greens. You know, you need some greens too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I got my big glass of ice water. Gotta have water. Gotta have my ice water. But yeah, that's kind of like my plate.
And dessert.
Stuffing, dessert. I'm a cake guy, but for Thanksgiving, shout out to all the mothers out there that can make a great sweet potato pie.
Okay.
Mm,
Shout out to the sweet
mm,
potato pie. All
without the
right.
whipped cream on it.
Frizz's
What you
plate.
got, Frizz?
Frizz's plate. I'm going, okay, since I'm down here in Texas, I'm going deep fried turkey. I deep fried turkey, so got that
Ooh,
crispy,
nice.
crispy skin. All right. A little brisket on the side. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
All right. Mashed potatoes. Gotta have my mashed potatoes. Gotta have my corn. Now I
Okay.
gotta have my vegetable casserole. It's a family recipe, but let's just say I can't give it away. Okay. But it's got mixed vegetables with some diced up onions, and it's very cheesy. Let's just say that. So it's like a cheesy vegetable casserole.
So it's not healthy at all.
No,
But go ahead.
absolutely
Okay.
not. Like,
Okay.
no, nothing is. So,
Great. It's Thanksgiving. There's nothing healthy about
absolutely.
Thanksgiving. Let's go.
So, and I'm also getting my deviled eggs. I
I
love
like
deviled
that.
eggs. And then I'm
Ooh,
going apple pie. That's my dessert.
apple pie. That's your thing? You have the ice cream?
Mm-mm.
Do you melt it or what?
No,
No?
it's
Okay.
got to be cold. It's got to be
Gotta be
cold
cold.
apple pie. I don't like the warm one. I like the cold one in the
Mm,
fridge, comes out
okay.
nice and
Okay.
tasty. And then I'll hit up seconds
Yeah.
and maybe thirds.
Now, how are you on a potato salad? You like potato
I
salad?
do. You mean am I a mayo
Yeah.
or mustard guy?
Yeah.
It just depends, man. It just really does.
I'm mayo. I gotta have mayo
Yeah,
in
me
there, right?
too. I'm not really a mustard guy on my potato salad. So, man, I forgot about the rolls, man. You got to have rolls.
Yeah, you gotta have something to dip in,
Yeah.
right? You gotta dip it.
Yeah,
Yeah, dip it.
absolutely.
Dip it in the gravy. You gotta dip
Man,
it.
stadium seats. We're here right now. Frizz
We
and
eating.
Jam.
We eating over here.
This is what we do. We're eating good. It's holidays.
Yeah,
Hit us up
yeah.
at Seat Stadium. Stadium Seats Podcast at gmail.com. This is Frizz, my main man, Gemz, Tay. Appreciate the love today, Tay. You know what? We out of here. Let's
Yeah, best in the world.
go.
Let's go.
It's stadium seats, so what can I say? It's the end of the show with Gemz, Frizz, and Tay. So tune in the next week, we bringing the heat. And subscribe to the page, we hot in the street at Seat Stadium. The Twitter be that Tay with the topics, she's bringing the facts. With the style so great and the swag so wrong, Stadium Seat Podcast at gmail.com. Blah.